Okay, hello everybody, welcome to TìandTarot, or welcome back to TìandTarot if you've been here before. Hello gorgeous girl. Yo. So for today's reading, we have 3 piles for you to choose from. We have pile 1, 2 and 3, and today's reading is all about your next big glow up, how you're changing, how you're evolving. It's all about how you're up leveling next. So to pick your pile, you have several different options. You can choose your pile intuitively based on the pile you're drawn to, the most energetically. You can pick based on the number of the pile, the number in the timestamps in the description box below, the zodiac signs in the description box below, or based on the crystal or object on top of your pile. So for today's reading we do have crystals, and for pile 1 we have Carnelian with the Fool card. For pile 2 we have the 9 of Cups with some Leopard print Jasper, and for pile 3 we have the Ace of Swords with some Brecciated Jasper. Once you have picked your pile, there will be a timestamp in the description box below for you to find your reading more easily, and I will meet you there. Bye! Okay, hello my pile ones, welcome to your reading. So you chose the Carnelian with the Fool card. So let's get some more tarot cards on here as well as some oracle cards. But straight off the bat, this is a big transformation for you because your spirit guide coming out there is the butterfly, and butterflies are all about transformation. You know, you're cocooning as, you know, a little caterpillar, and then you're coming out as this beautiful butterfly. So for me, straight away, something I'm getting intuitively is that this glow up is physical. It is a physical transformation. It's something to do with your appearance. I think you're going to be looking more like mature, like you're growing into your features. So where, like, you know, when you're younger and like you're in your 20s and you still kind of got like, I don't know, you're like sort of rounded face that doesn't have the kind of structures, the angles yet. And maybe your proportions are still a little bit off because you haven't fully like grown into your body yet. So it just feels like you're like a little bit like just not yet fully like comfortable in your skin. Like you can be absolutely beautiful and stunning, but it's like as you age, that's when you really come into your looks. Like when you're hitting your like 30s, 40s, that's when you really start to see this beauty. Like if we think of like, for example, Meryl Streep, like as she aged like fine wine, bitch, okay? Like it just enhanced her beauty more as time went on. So I feel like this next glow up for you is definitely like a big one in terms of your appearance. It's when you finally reach your like your most beautiful standard, if that makes sense. Like you're really like finding your beauty and leaning into it. And this is definitely going to be impacting the attention you get. It's going to be affecting your love life. I'm definitely seeing that. But for sure, this is a physical one. And the reason I feel like you're moving from quite like young, rounded features to more like sharp, angular, like mature features where you're more model-esque is because the Fool card is that transition from being at the start, being quite youthful or young or inexperienced, to then being at the end of the tarot as you go through the journey of tarot, then being this person who is very wise and very mature and knows everything and is experienced. And so that's what I'm seeing for you. And I do think this is bringing in a lot of romantic opportunity for you because we have Dill, embrace your romantic side. We also have Rose Quartz, which while it is kind of a crystal for everything, it is also a love crystal. It's a crystal often used in love spells. And then we have the Musician, you know, inspiration, gratitude, and we have the Lovers in reverse. And sometimes when cards are in reverse, it means that energy is coming to the forefront very strongly, and the card wants you to notice it the most out of the others. So for me, with the Musician, of course, it's like songs are typically, the majority of songs are about love, and there's usually a muse to the song as well. So I do feel like this glow up means there will be a lot of people wanting to get your attention, whose attention you've caught, and who want to be picked by you and seen by you. This will of course mean that you've got lots of options, but it of course also means that some options will be better than others and some people will be wanting you for the wrong reasons. And I do think you're going to have a clear vision on who those people are, but you're really stepping up into your highest like physical form. Like with the Queen here, this is as high as you can go. you know, this is the top, this is the peak, and it's a beauty that is very admired and respected by others. I think you're going to have a lot of simps, okay, around you. That's just what I'm seeing there. And we've got 2 pentacles here, which is your most prominent suit in your minor arcana, which is coming through. And pentacles are very much focused on the material. So this glow up very much is focused and centered around your physical world, your looks, your appearance. You might be glowing up in terms of maybe you start to take care of yourself more, take care of your body, take care of your health. Maybe you're taking care of your skin and really like, you know, doing a good routine and moisturizing. Maybe you're choosing to wear less makeup because that helps you have clearer skin. Who knows like what the ritual is that you're actually going to be doing, but there's something you're doing which I feel like centers around health with the deal there, that is going to be changing the way you look, and it's definitely attracting people to you as well. This change of appearance, it's something that you're actively working on. I don't think it's something that happens effortlessly. I think it's you doing things where, like, before when you were young, if you think of like, you know, being a teenager or a young adult, typically you don't have the money that you need in order to dress how you truly want to dress or be who you want to be, to express your sense of self and your sense of style and your authenticity. Usually you have to wait until you're a little bit older, a little bit more secure in your position, to kind of in your financial position in life, to then kind of start experimenting with that. And once that happens, that's when you find who you are. That's when you find your sense of style. That's when you find your authenticity in how you express yourself, the clothes you wear, things like that. So it feels like an up-leveling in the sense of you're now at a place where you can experiment with those things. You can pick the clothes you want to wear, pick the hairstyles you want to have, pick the hair color you want to have. And because you're purposely kind of going out and trying these things, you're then being able to find and curate this perfect image that you want for yourself. So it feels like something you're actively working on. It's not unfortunately one of those things where you like just wake up one day and, you know, puberty is hit and you have sprouted up and you're now like 10 times taller. It's unfortunately not one of those things. Now, you know, it's not as effortless. It's now more like you're actively going after these things, but it's an effortless, fun process in the sense that you're going with the flow. It's not that you're seeking out, okay, like, I need to up-level the way I look. What can I do? Like, it's not like you're doing that. It's more like you're like, I've got some money now. What clothes do I want to wear today? I like this type of clothes and I don't have those in my closet, so I'm going to go buy those. Or it's like, I've always wanted to know what I would look like as like a redhead. Let me go get my hair dyed. Like, it's a gradual experimentation that is then leading to you just realizing, oh, this is me, and expressing yourself that way. I think you're going to be very patient with this journey, because I think for you are looking, like, a part of you has always wondered who you could be if you had the resources to be the person you want to be. And I think you're finding nifty ways to kind of get there. So it's not that you have like all the money in the world and you can now just kind of like go and dress yourself how you want to dress and blah blah blah. It's more like when you get the chance to kind of treat yourself, you will. And it's also like maybe you get like a massage every month or something because you've managed to find a discount or something, and just that alone has helped reduce your stress a lot, which then also makes you lighter on your feet. It makes you happier, which is also increasing this kind of glow and energy that you have. So it's more like gradual persistence towards this transformation will eventually lead you there, where you're then like, oh, I'm a different person, like, and you look in the mirror and you realise you're just somebody else. You're exactly who you wanted to be, but you didn't realise you were becoming her, you know? I'm also getting the message of keep going. Like, if you kind of get to a point where you're like, oh god, I don't even feel like I'm seeing results. Like, let's say if you're going to the gym and eating healthy and stuff, and you're like, fuck it, let me just stop doing this. I'm getting the message of don't do that, keep going, because the changes won't be apparent to you. It won't be clear because you're paying so much attention to it, you're looking so closely that you're not seeing the changes. Whereas, you know, from an outside perspective, those changes are really visible and clear. So you will see it, but it takes time. So don't be discouraged if you feel like you're not making progress. That's something I'm getting as well. I feel like this glow up is definitely impacting your social life, because I think unfortunately, we do just live in a world where pretty people are preferred to, you know, ordinary people. I think there was a study, I vaguely remember someone talking about this, but I did not read this study. But it was something about how people find prettier people more trustworthy and more nice, like they want to be around them more because they think they're nice people automatically, even if they're not, just because they're pretty kind of thing. So I think your social life will be picking up as well, especially with that card there in reverse, the Three of Swords. I think things will be turning around for you where all of a sudden people are just being nice to you and they're doing things for you and they're holding doors open for you. And it's just like the people in your social group or social network are much more friendly. You know, people are smiling to you on the train or on the bus. Your social life is starting to turn around to where you're not as lonely anymore. It's like you're surrounded by a lot of support and love, and it's not necessarily coming from a bad place. It's not like these people are intentionally going, let me go and find the pretty people and only be nice to them. It's subconscious, they're not aware. But the point is, it does make an impact on your social life, and that is something positive coming from this transformation, even if the reason behind it is not the best. They're not aware of that and you're not aware of that. So, you know, it's still having this positive impact on your social life. And I think as well, once people do get to know you, they're sticking around for you. But it's just that initial friendliness is coming because of your glow up. I think where maybe you used to feel quite low about yourself or have low self-esteem, you'll find that as you go on now with this kind of this progress and this movement towards a different version of yourself, you'll find that your self-esteem picks up, your confidence lifts, your happiness lifts because of that. And you're no longer kind of feeling sad or grieving or upset about, you know, your appearance in any kind of way, or thinking that you were going to be a certain type of person or look a certain type of way, because you've realised you can kind of curate that to the best of your ability, because that is you being authentically you. You just don't have the money to be you, you know? Like, I think someone said something like, everyone is gorgeous, but not everyone like has the money to like show it. Because it's true, the second you get money, that's what helps you get it. You know, you can now afford these things. And also just the stress that melts away from having the money picks up your appearance straight away. So you'll find that as you go on, you're not feeling that way. You're not feeling like stressed or upset or, you know, like, oh, if only I had this, I could look this way. You're kind of taking back the control, putting the control in your own hands and doing it yourself. And this in turn does have an impact in the way that you enjoy your life, because now you feel better about yourself, you feel better about your connections with others, and so because of that you're enjoying your day-to-day more. And this isn't a superficial thing, you know, it's not superficial to want to like how you look or want to be liked for your looks. You know, don't feel guilty about that. If you're thinking like, you know, if you're feeling like guilty for liking how you look or complimenting yourself, don't. You know, that's exactly what patriarchy wants, okay? So anytime you feel like you're pretty, say it loud and proud, okay? It's not a bad thing. And it's not like you have to doubt the connections you're having with people because they might only be with you because you're pretty. That's not the case. Does it open the door for people to be kinder to you? And is that an unfortunate commentary on the way that we treat people who are maybe not meeting the beauty standard in our day-to-day? Yes. However, that's not to say they're only coming up to you because you're pretty. It's more of a subconscious bias that they're not aware of. And then once they get to know you, they're there for you, you know? So you don't have to doubt your connections. I feel like you'll know these are solid connections that are secure. I think it's just a case of trying to remember that and then trying to maintain a sense of confidence in your skin and not kind of doubt that, because people or society want you to feel that way, want you to feel guilty for feeling pretty, want you to feel guilty for when you don't feel pretty. Like, you know, just ignore all the noise and just be you. Secondly, if things are hard, like I said, don't give up, because there's an element of determination and sacrifice. There's a balance here. You have to keep going with what it is you want in order to gain, and that does require sacrifice. Maybe it's requiring sacrifice of your time, you know, maybe you don't have as much free time because you're always like at the gym or cooking or something. Or maybe it's a sacrifice of like your money because you're like getting your hair done or something. Or maybe it's a sacrifice of like, or getting your nails done or whatever. But maybe it's a sacrifice of like your free time because you're like, or just your general energy because you're like, oh, I don't have the energy to do that today, to cook that healthy bean stew or whatever. But then you're like, no, get up and do it, okay? Because you want the result. and so that's why you're motivating yourself. So there's an element of, there's a balance here of like give and take and the reward in the long run, and you have the power to do it with the sword there. You've got the strength to do that. If finding your authentic look and your authentic self-expression matters to you, the dedication will come naturally. But if maybe that isn't truly what you want deep down, then the dedication might not be there, because it's maybe telling you that that's not what you want, or that's not what the real issue is. But ultimately, this is a transformation in appearance. This is a transformation of your physical body, your physical looks, because we have a lot of material cards here as well as the Fool card with the butterfly in there. And this is going to have an impact on your love life. No doubt about it. Yeah, I just pulled the Page of Pentacles in reverse because I want to know how it's going to impact your love life. And again, I've just pulled the Ten of Pentacles, both in reverse. So there's a heavy element of your physical material world. Interesting, what I'm seeing for your love life because of this is that because you've transitioned from one person to the next, like you've transitioned from this beginner to this expert, this maybe useful, inexperienced person to now this person who is getting these experiences in the present moment and has to be wiser. You look like you've maybe had a lot of, you know, connections with people because you're so beautiful that most people don't believe you if you say you haven't had experiences, if you haven't dated and things like that, or haven't had a lot of dates or partnerships or whatever. People have a hard time believing you. So yeah, people might not believe you if you say that you're like experienced in dating or whatever. So I think for you, what it will bring is that you feel a little bit out of your comfort zone, like a little bit thrown out in the deep end, like you're not really sure how to handle things. You don't have the experience to know how to navigate this new experience. Like you've never had all of this attention like thrown at you before. You might not have had all of these connections with people, so it's just quite intense. So I think for you it will bring a lot of new challenges your way, not necessarily in a bad way, just new challenges, new things to overcome and explore. But that is what I see for you, pile 1. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. And if you were drawn to any other piles, feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Tuesdays and Thursdays for another reading on TìandTarot. Bye. Hi, Bonnie. Okay, hello my pile 2s. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the Leopard print Jasper with the 9 of Cups. So before we actually get into what this glow up is, I want to pull some more cards for you. But ultimately, with the 9 of Cups, what we are seeing is a lot of success, enjoyment, happiness, life fulfillment. Ooh. And I'm seeing big dreams of yours coming true as well. Okay, I don't know if the camera caught it, but I did continue to shuffle, and these are all of your cards. So you have the 8 of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles in reverse, the 7 of Swords in reverse, the Page of Wands, and the 3 of Swords. Let's also get you some Oracle cards as well. Oh. Okay, so we have Smoky Quartz, Ground Yourself, and we also have Soda Light, Express Yourself. Oh, okay, yes, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing what this glow up is. Okay, and let's also get you 2 more Oracle cards. So we have the Diviner, Divine Timing and Evaluation. Okay. We also have the Air, Unseen Potential and Hesitation. Yes, this glow up definitely has something to do with both your physical world and your mind, your internal world as well. Because I think what I'm seeing for you is that you have a great power to manifest the reality you want. You can make it work. You can reach for the stars and get them. However, your mindset, your current mindset, it might be very self-doubting. It might be, you know, you have quite low self-esteem. You don't believe in your dreams coming true, but they are coming true. And this is because of the glow up, because the glow up is a transformation in the way you see yourself, talk to yourself, and also your physical world as well. So the reality you make for yourself, especially financially. So I'm seeing a glow up in terms of your prospects in life. You're starting to realize you can achieve the dreams you want. The glow up is happening in your lifestyle. You're starting to get the things you need in order to get to where you need to go to have your dreams. See, it's starting somewhere small with an idea. The seed is usually an idea. With the diviner, divine timing evaluation, this is usually a thought. So I think for you that you're changing the way you see yourself. Instead of feeling so defeated, you're feeling like you can tackle anything and start challenging things now and going after what you want. And then with the air, this is where you'll end up. This is who you truly are deep down on the inside. Someone who's ready to receive a lot of abundance, especially materially, especially in terms of your lifestyle, how you live your life. And it all happens with a thought, an idea. It could be that you change the way that you look at yourself, especially with building your confidence. I do see that. But I also see that it could be a specific idea you're getting on how to get here. So maybe it's like you have a really good script idea or book idea, or maybe you are a singer-songwriter and you have ideas there. It could be anything, but you've suddenly got like some sort of business idea, business venture, something like that, that enables you to get the resources you need, that enables you to have this glow up to where you are somebody who is able to get the financial and material resources they need in life to achieve their dreams. So I'm seeing you becoming more grounded here with the smoky quartz. By this, I'm seeing you stabilizing your material world, because to become grounded, that kind of is an element of it. You know, you need to have material success, a material glow up in order to feel grounded, safe, secure. And then also we're seeing express yourself. So this is you getting comfortable with who you are. This is you changing your mindset. This is you seeing yourself differently and starting to be who you truly are. So the glow up is you stepping into your authenticity. It's becoming more grounded in your reality, working to manifest the things that you want, working to increase your abundance and your resources so that your lifestyle can be on the up, and 100% achieving your dreams. This is a surefire sign here with the 9 of Cups that you will be reaching your dreams. That's your glow up. That's the area of your life that is up leveling. Is that you're moving from a place where you couldn't really see the vision of how to get there, and now you're there. That's the glow up. That's the next transition in your life. The next glow up period is you getting exactly what you wanted, getting to where you wanted to be. You're undoing this lie that you've been told by people around you. It could be things like that talent you have isn't really a talent, or isn't a type of talent that could get you the success that you want in life. That could have been the lie. It could also be a lie that you're not made for greatness, and this maybe is something you heard continuously through family or through school or something as you grew up, and now as an adult it's kind of been internalized. So it's you undoing that lie and recognizing your worth and your value, turning things around so that instead of feeling sorry for yourself, you're feeling uplifted and ready to tackle what you want and go after what you want. I see you being very accomplished in your endeavours, especially when it comes to career and money. I do think that's the main focus of your glow up, but the core of it is achieving your dreams. But I'm seeing a lot of accomplishment and success in like your finances, in your life, in your career. In order to feel grounded, there's a connection here of needing to build some sort of empire, needing to build an enterprise or be some sort of entrepreneur. So I think the glow up for you is enabling that. It's enabling you to be that person so that you can reach this grounded point, which is the end phase of your glow up. This groundedness, this comfort to be who you are, that happens once you're at the end of the journey. I think along this journey, this glow up journey, you'll be finding what brings you joy, what your passion is in life, and leaning into that. You know, where people maybe shut down what it is you enjoyed in life and said, yeah, but that will never make you money, or that will never be your career, so focus on your career and ignore, you know, those hobbies or those passions. That was a lie. Your passion or your hobby 100% has the potential to be the basis of your career. If that's what you want it to be, it takes work, it takes dedication, but that is possible for you. It's literally here with the 9 of Cups and with the Page of Wands as well, that, you know, having your passions be the good news in your life, be the thing that's going to take you somewhere. I also see that maybe a part of this glow up involves communication. This is a slight thing because of the Page of Wands and the fact that you've got crystals as well. I feel like an element of this is that this glow up, this professional, you know, career glow up, is that once it gets going, it steamrolls ahead with or without you. So even if you put a lot of effort in the beginning to kind of start going after this career that you want, or this dream goal that you want, this aspiration you have, or this financial goal that you have. Once you start steamrolling towards it, putting the effort in, all of a sudden, people are calling you with opportunities. People are reaching out to you and saying, hey, I really liked how you handled that project. Can you help me with this? Or, oh, I saw that your previous clients were really happy with the success of their project. Can I do it? Can I be your next client? Like, I'm seeing people actually reaching out to you and helping you along the way. So that is for sure another massive part of the glow up here, is an effortless increase in the empire building that you need, in the community you need to be an entrepreneur, to be your own boss, to be the person who builds success for themselves. So I think for you, I'm seeing such beautiful growth, such beautiful development towards your goals, towards your big dream. Whatever it is to you, whatever your big dream is, you're glowing up to be that person who has it, to be the person who achieves their dream, accomplishes it, and has that to show for it. You know, after all your hard work, that's what you get. You know, I think if you're ever doubtful that you're not going to get your big dream or not going to reach there, this reading is confirmation that you will get it. You will get it. You will get there. If you take anything from this reading, it's confirmation that your efforts reap rewards, big rewards as well. So keep going after what it is you want, because it will be really successful. You will reap the benefits of what you sow. You may have to work hard for it here, but in the beginning, but things will start steamrolling effortlessly once you're past that point as well. So that is what I see for you, pile 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. And if you were drawn to any other piles, feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Tuesdays and Thursdays for another reading on TìandTarot. Bye! Okay, hello my pile 3s, welcome to your reading. So you chose the Ace of Swords, and you also chose the Brecciated Jasper, and we're also going to get some more tarot cards for you before we kind of dive into what your glow up is. But of course it is something to do with the mind, something to do with your thoughts, your ideas, a change in perspective, because you do have the Ace of Swords. It's also the beginning of something new. It's not a type of glow up that you've had before. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Seven of Wands, and the Nine of Wands, and the Page of Cups. Love that, lovely transition. I'm seeing lots of peace and comfort, a lot of life fulfillment, accomplishments and success. I'm seeing speaking, so maybe confidence building. I'm seeing community, bonds that are maybe unexpected. Yeah, work in a team here with the wolf. And we also have calendula, listen to your dreams. Oh, we have the air, unseen potential and hesitation. We had that in pile 2 actually, so if you were drawn there, feel free to check that one out after you've watched this one. We also have the catalyst, radical changes and taking control. This glow up that you're going to have is going to lead you to the object of your desires. I think there's something you have your eye on that you want that maybe you feel is unreachable or unattainable in some kind of way. Like you're almost in 2 different worlds from the thing that you want and that it's not a possibility. However, this glow up means that you will be able to get that thing. It will put that thing on your path, and it will no longer be something that's hard to reach. The song Out of Reach, but from in the Bridget Jones Diary movie, just popped into my head. That might be relevant for you if you want to listen to that. But I see you kind of wanting something and not being able to have it. But this glow up will allow for you to. I'm seeing a lot of contentment. Following this glow up, there will be comfort and joy. Like no matter what your life looks like or what you have, you'll be satisfied with it. You'll feel warm, you'll feel full, you'll feel like you have everything you need, even if it's basic. You will love every moment of your life now, because there's something quite significant about this glow up. It's having a massive impact and shift on you internally. I think your glow up is you becoming in sync with yourself and what your true needs, wants, desires are, rather than resisting who you are, resisting your thoughts, resisting saying what you want to say in that moment. Your glow up is finding ways to say it in a way where you get the outcome you want. You get to express your feelings and address a problem And you're no longer oppressing that side of yourself. You're no longer saying shush to certain parts of you that want something, or want to say something, or need something. You're letting that bit out. You're tapping into your intuition, you're listening to your dreams, you're listening to your ideas, and you're honouring them. You're not saying, no, that's a silly idea, forget that, I'm not going to do that. You're allowing yourself to explore what you want when it comes to you. When it comes into your mind, when you think about it, if you want it, you're allowing yourself to at least experiment with that and explore it and find it. This kind of mental clarity of realising you can do what you want. You can try what you want. If you say to yourself, I really want to try this new hobby tomorrow, you're realising nothing stands in your way. If you're having a conversation with someone and you're really not enjoying it and you want to leave, you realise you can say, I'm not in the headspace to have this conversation right now. And you can leave it. Like, you're starting to realise you have more free will than you once believed. So I'm seeing you having a sense of clarity and connection with yourself. It's almost like this massive breakthrough where you start to think more clearly. Your thoughts aren't shrouded by other people's opinions that they've kind of put onto you and you've internalized over time. Your thoughts are no longer shrouded by anxiety or worry. It's just clear thinking, and you're just moving and feeling your way through life. You're realizing it's kind of like, there's this lady that I've been seeing on TikTok who will like get on a bus and she'll say out loud, like, I've just realized I have free will. I would like to wish everyone a lovely day. I hope you have a nice day. And everyone sits there trying to pretend like she doesn't exist. And it's almost like that, like, you've broken out of this hold that the teachings of our society have had on you, that you're not allowed to speak to people in public, you're not allowed to show that you're human and have a conversation or whatever. Like, you're realising you're free to do what you want. Instead of being embarrassed to go up and, I don't know, get involved in karaoke night, you're like, yeah, sure, why not? And the embarrassment is gone because you're realising, 1, no one's going to remember. 2, no one's going to care. 3, if they do care, you've inspired them. 4, you're having fun. You're living your life and you're not going to have regrets. So you're seizing moments, you're being more assertive, you're being direct, you're being single-minded towards what it is you want. You're not thinking about all this other stuff. You're blocking that noise out. You're allowing your own desires, your own thoughts to be the only thing you think about, to be the only thing that motivates you. And that is leading to a lot of recognition. I think people are inspired by you. I think you'll find that a lot of people look up to you and want to learn from this transition, this next up-leveling, this next transformation in your life, is you finally investing in what you believe in, being more assertive, taking control, taking the high road. You know, you're putting yourself against the learnings that you've internalized from our society that were holding you back. You're now embracing what you want to do. Whatever your inner calling tells you to do, you do it in that moment. You know, if you see someone and you're like, I want to compliment them, I love, you know, I don't know, their makeup or what they're wearing today, but you feel like you can't go up to them and can't say that because of like silly social like etiquette, you're like, I'm gonna go tell them anyway. Like, I can just see you being like that. You're listening to what it is you want to do. You're listening to your dreams. This glow up, it is a massive alignment with your true calling. You're stepping into your unseen potential now. This is a potential you've always had that's been within you, but you've never shown it off. You've never gotten it out. You've never felt like you could fully step into this version of yourself and explore who this person was. And this glow up is allowing that. At the end of this glow up, this is who you will be. You will be the heir who has finally stepped into that and is showing it off. But I think it takes a lot of hard work to find your way back to yourself. And what's interesting is we're seeing it's happening with a team. You taking control. With these 3 cards here, we can see 2 cats, 2 mice, which means the cat and the mouse, which are usually enemies, are getting along here. We've got the wolf, which usually works in a pack. And then we also have these bumblebees here in the catalyst, radical changes, taking control. And bumblebees, you know, they're hardworking, they work in their big colonies to get things done. And there's equal measure of like bad and good in the lives of the bee. And I think for you, this is saying you have to have alignment with all areas of yourself and accept that not all moments are going to be good. Not all moments are going to be fun. You won't necessarily agree with every action you take in this lifetime, but you have to be accepting of who you are and meet yourself where you're at. You know, you can't harbour guilt, you can't, you know, harbour resentment. to any of the things you've done in the past. You can't, you know, like if you're like thinking of something silly you said the other day and you're like really embarrassed and it literally shakes you to your core, allow yourself to feel that, you know. Don't try and suppress your kind of like, oh god, why did I do that, and you're like, you know, stressing and like pulling your hair out. Ride that wave, okay, because that's also a part of who you are. You have to embrace all sides of yourself. So when it says like working in a team here with this perseverance, working hard, I think this is saying that it's a bit of an ongoing battle to be aligned with yourself, to feel harmonious with your true nature, because there will be parts of yourself, your shadow self, that you don't want to address, that you don't want to look at, that you don't want to interact with. But you have to interact with it if you want to be blended, to be one whole person who is comfortable with who they are, enjoys their life, enjoys the day-to-day. Because the more you resist it, the harder it will be to find who you truly are beneath that, and the harder it will be to enjoy your day. You know, with the armor here, there's a sense of separation from you and the outside world. There needs to be more vulnerability, more openness, more here I am and this is me. You know, because the bits that you're hiding, the bits that you're afraid of, are your potential. Here it says unseen potential. The bits you're hiding, the bits that are unseen, are exactly the thing that is going to get you the life you're looking for. So you have to become harmonious with all areas of yourself and let that shine and show it off and be way more vulnerable and open. You know, this public speaking, like this vulnerability here with this cat. Not wearing anything, not a crown, not armor, nothing. It's just out there and it's letting itself, you know, share its opinions. That's who you need to be versus this closed off version of yourself. I feel like the object of your desire with the fish in the bowl is yourself. It's an area of yourself. It's your unseen potential. It's the bits of you you know you have within you that you want to access, that you feel like are locked off from you. And it's just a mindset blockage. And with this up-leveling, with this transformation, this mindset block is moving. It's finally clearing so that you can align with yourself. You're going to be finding it easier to be harmonious with the shadow sides of yourself, or the parts of you you wanted to hide. You're going to feel more comfortable sharing your vulnerabilities, sharing what's important to you, stepping out of your comfort zone, putting yourself out there, maybe doing a bit of karaoke or something like that. You're going to be feeling like you can finally be yourself and be free and share this side of yourself and show it off and be like, this is me, this is what I like to do, these are my hobbies, you know, these are my dreams and I want to go after them. And you're unashamedly open about that. You know, where some people might call your dream embarrassing or unrealistic, you don't care. You're allowing yourself to step out and try it and experience it without the armor. So that, because the armor is you hiding it, is you keeping it from the world, but then you're just hampering your potential. If you want to go out and get your crown and take it, stepping out of your comfort zone is key. Allowing yourself to be vulnerable is key. So the glow up for you is a transition from this person who is quite closed off, can't find what it is they're looking for to make them happy, to someone who is really content and enjoys their life, and who is open and vulnerable and honest about what it is they want, and who finally takes their crown. See here, the cat is sitting with their crown. They finally succeeded. They finally got what they needed, which is that vulnerability, that openness, that honesty to go after their dreams. And you feel way more content and so much more life enjoyment because you're now following that path to your dreams. You're now feeling good about that. You're now feeling open about it, and you're not hiding it. And therefore you're not following paths that don't align with you. And with the moon here, there's definitely a bit of wish fulfillment back there with the moon and the stars waiting for you on the horizon following this glow up. So that is what I see for you, pile 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe, and if you were drawn to any other piles, feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Tuesdays and Thursdays for another reading on TìandTarot.